beautiful people. Defining the terms give power to the name Afrodescendant. Here is the definition of Afrodescendant. Were forcefully disposed of their homeland in Africa. Number 2 was transported to the American and slavery diaspora for the purpose of enslavement, were subject to slavery, were subject to forced mixed breeding and rape, have experienced through force the loss of mother tongue, culture, and religion, and or have experienced racial discrimination due to lost ties or particular lost ties for their original identity.
Hey, goddesses and gods, queens and kings. We're going to talk about Afro-descended today. Why is Afro-descended is the best thing that we can call ourselves here in America. Okay, I'm just going to start for all the names that we done had, because we done had so many names, you know. We've been called everything. We've been called everything. And now it's time for us to be called the child of God, okay? Because we've been called everything. So I'm finna get ready to start this right. Started at the beginning. First we was called, I hate to say this word because I really don't like using this word, but I'm going to use it, nigger. Okay, and that spells N-I-G-G-E-R. You can spell it R-I-N-G-E-R. Okay, so that word came from Negro. The Caucasian took it and used it for nigger, like black is something wrong with black. It's like it's nigga mean a low down dirty person, a ignorant person, a dumb person. So that's what nigger means. So we don't want to use that word no more. We're not using it for our nationality. We don't want to use that. But I know that people still using that. That just shows that that word was so powerful when we was in slavery, because it started out in slavery. You know, John Hawkins, he brought the first slave ship over here in 1555. It was April 1st, 1555 in Virginia. And that first slave ship that the trade master John Hawkins brought over here, he sat over there for 29 and a half years, getting to know them, going to Asia and all around African, getting to know all the people and putting his trust in them. And so that's how he got that first slave ship over here, because they trusted him. And when he got him over here to America, boof, you the fools. Okay, so that's enough of that one. So we don't want the word nigger, because that's what they use, because they took our, as soon as we got here, we wasn't allowed to speak our Arabic language. We wasn't allowed to speak our African language. It was all different dialects of languages. And but we wasn't speaking of English. We had to start speaking English when we got to America, because they made us. If we was forced to speak English, we was forced to take their names, we were forced to change to accept their God. We was forced to do all of that. We had to. And it went from generation to generation, and now we're here today in this generation, because all of that was taken out of our brain, taken out of our soul, you know. So we don't want to be niggas no more. No, we don't. So then we was Negro. That was on my birth certificate. You know, I look at my birth certificate, Negro means black. It's Portuguese and Spanish. They use the word black, but of course the Caucasian make the word black look like it was a bad thing. So, bad thing. It was like an ignorant people. So, I already said that. So, the next thing that we don't want to use Negro. That ain't cool either. And then so Then we got the word color. Now Richard Pryor told everybody about the word color. We're not color people, okay? We're not color people. We get in the sun, we just get blacker. You know, that's what Richard Pryor was saying. He made a real good joke about it. He talking about if whoever gonna be the color people is gonna be the Caucasian people, the lighter skinned people, because they turn red in the sun and pink in the sun and then white in the wintertime, pale white, and turn green and purple when somebody slap them, turn black and blue, you know. So we're not color people. They're more color people than we are. So he made that statement. So go on to the next color that they gave us to use. And that don't work for us too. We're not color people. So then and then so the the 70s came around, and we was really trying to find our identity, and we was coming up in the 60s and the 70s. Ali was out there fighting, talking about black people is powerful and black people was God. He was out there on TV showing that. Malcolm X was on the scene. Martin Luther King came around on the scene. Everybody was coming up. You know, we had people that came through, was trying to get us to come up, but this black came on, and we started holding up black power, black power, black power, wearing our own hair, wearing our naturals, you know, wearing our braids. We didn't care what they thought about us. We had all kind of people back in the history. We had Noble, Drew, Ali. We had Marcus Garvey. We had Master Fard Muhammad. We had the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. We had all these people coming up and putting this in our souls and making us like black power, making us self-identify in ourselves, you know, because we had been too many other things and we didn't know who we was, because we was a lost people. We was a lost nation, you know, because they had actually just ripped us out from our country, just took us, kidnapped us, really, and brought us over here and made us slaves, and now we here. And so we have to live amongst them the way they live and the way they act, because they brainwashed us and took all of our cultures out of us. So we don't know what kind of people we were before we came over here. So that black power and stuff came, they tore that down. Oh no, you can't come to work with braids in your hair. Oh, your hair is too big. Oh, you can't do this. Oh, you can't do that. Oh, so let's go burn up a whole town. Let's burn up a whole town in Tulsa. Okay, let's go do a Mississippi burning. Let's go let's put some let's tear this down, because we don't like them coming up. They, you know, we got to keep them, you know, right here under our feet. You know, they can't come over us, walk beside us. That's not gonna get ready to happen. No. So they tore us down again, and so they start bringing the drugs in here in the 80s. And then if you look at the 80s, you know, they start going back to the nigga thing. Rapping about nigga. Start back doing the nigga thing. Pressing her hair, blinding it up, calling each other. I hate using this word. I hate women call each other bitches and call themselves bitches. That is, I mean, look up the word bitch. It's a female dog. So if that's what you want to be, okay, whatever. Let's not, please stop using that word. Just stop using that word. It's not good. And then they're going like, so, you know, you calling each other bitches. So some women don't want to use that. Diva. Why don't you just walk up to her and say, hey, sister. Or either, hey, goddess, what's up? Hey, what's up, queen? But all them negative words will never come up like that. We got to have self-determination. We got to come up. We have to come up knowing that we got us. Correct yourself. Do the right thing. So that was the 80s and the 90s. So we gets back, and you just hearing in this wilderness of North America, over here in North America, West, queens, gods. What? It's coming in. It's coming in. It's coming in. So it's spreading. It's spreading. It's spreading. We're removing the bitches and niggas. Because bitches and niggas, they are on a low vibration. Gods and goddesses on a high vibration. When you know who you are, you'll stop using those other terms of words. So those words wasn't good. That wasn't good. Black wasn't good, because if you really look at we got all different shades of color in black. You know, so we're not really what you call black. So this is why I'm saying that this Afro-descendant is the fit us. It fit us so well. I didn't want to accept it. But I did. Oh, I left out one. African American. Now, I never did claim that. And let me tell you something about African American. That don't work with us either. It doesn't work. We never lived in Africa. We never lived in Africa. Oh, I know what you're going to say. Oh, but we are African American. No, we're not. Because if that's the case, there could be more white people can be African American. And let me explain this before you get all your pants all tied up and twisted and you can't breathe and this woman is crazy. No, just hear me out. You have this white guy told one of our members that he was born and raised in Africa, speaking a language, our language that we don't even know nothing about. We speaking English over here. He's speaking some kind of African language because he was born and raised in Africa. Okay? There are several people that have been born and raised in Africa and move over here to America. So what that makes them? African American. White. Okay, they're white. That's an African American. We're not African American. So if you don't want to use this term, you just think about it. I explained the meaning of Afro-descendant. And Afro-descendant fits us perfectly well. You heard the tape. We was forced to come over here. We was forced, we was raped and crossbreeding. We was forced in slavery. Our mother tongue was taken. Our religion was taken. Our culture was taken. We don't remember anything. We go to school, all we learn about slavery. They don't teach us nothing but what we came over here. We don't know what we was. We heard that we was God and goddesses and kings and queens. We built the pyramids and we did all this other great stuff over here. But they won't tell us that. Why won't they tell us that? Because they don't want us to know how great we is when we come to ourselves, when we wake up and rise. But you know what we have to do? To do that, we have to unite. This Black Power sign is uniting. We have to come together. And so, if you like it or not, Afro-descendant is national now. It's in the UN. You should be happy that someone changed, that we're not cattle anymore in the UN. The Honorable Silas Muhammad went to the UN and he cried like a baby when he found out that we was considered to still be cattle. Now, who is going to take their time out and give their whole life to helping the people to get out of a bad situation? We're getting killed and beaten, shot, and scared to come outside because we don't know what's happening every day because we under a government that put us in slavery. Don't think that those people have changed. Don't think that, I shouldn't say people, Caucasian have changed. They're still got the same set map. But I think Caucasians are probably getting a little tired of themselves. They going like, come on now. Our ancestors did the most. We need to give them reparation. We got to help. Everybody else got their reparation. Why come we can't get ours? I'm going to leave a Afro-Descendant link where you can join the Afro-Descendant. It's Afrodescendant.org. And then you have a reparation that I'm going to put a link down where you can call this telephone number and say that you want reparation. Let's join this nation, because that's the only thing. Afro-descendant fits us. Let's get used to it, because we're not African Americans. We're not just black. We're not, because if you got a little thing of blood in you, you could be mixed with black and white. You can be mixed with black and Hispanic, and you could be mixed with a lot of different things, but you have black in you and you can see that black. And there's a lot of people that would love to join. Come on. Hit that button. Hit that button. Hit that button so I can bring you all kind of news and things that's going on. Don't be so afraid of self. Don't be afraid of yourself. Because you got used to a certain thing that you've been knowing all this. I've been knowing this all my life. You're not going to take my God. I'm not trying to take your God away from you. Okay? That is not what I'm trying to do. I can't take your God if I wanted to, because when I look at you, you're going to be right there. What I want to do is just to give you some truth. We have to come together. You know something is wrong with this picture, that our brothers and sisters are getting killed almost every day under this government. And you know that we're treated as second-class citizens, maybe sometimes 4 or 5 in the 4 or 5 line. Hit that button and subscribe, okay? Please do. I'm going to leave with you. Assalamu alaikum.